Hey guys, and welcome to the director commentary of Back to the 90s. Yep, this video was my, big project for, the summer of 2023, and while this project wasn't big in terms of, length or whatever, it was definitely big in terms of, editing and all that stuff. Yeah, this is Back to the 90s, a video that is very 90s inspired / themed. And you'll see that especially as we progress through the video, but so what was my process? What was I thinking when I did this video? What was all that? Well, this video has actually been brewing in the back of my mind since 2019. That's kind of like a project for me to do. And originally this video was bigger in scope than it ended up being, but the final product was still something that I can look at and be like, yeah, I did that. I'm proud of it. But originally I had more segments and more scenes, Eggman distorts reality, and of course they get transported to the internet, the 90s internet. You're about to see that. But originally I wanted to have Sonic and Tails fight something in the internet, but that all hinged on whether or not, oh, sorry if you hear me readjusting of my earbuds. There we go. That all hinged on whether or not I could get a tripod or not. Whether or not I could have that scene in there, and I couldn't because I don't have a tripod, but I think the final product still does a pretty good job of being what I wanted it to be. Now, I want to talk about this video's music for a minute, and my thought process behind the music. So, of course, the beginning has a very retro-sounding, beginning song. Then we have, for this scene with Eggman right before they get transported into the, the internet. That song is made by Rhodes, my friend from high school. All the songs I actually use in this video as well as the previous videos are all in a playlist on my channel. So if you ever want to know what music I use for my videos, then go take a look at that playlist, because that's where all my music is going to be. But now, for the 90s segments, I had a choice between two sound fonts. Well, technically three. Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64. All 90s era sound fonts. So it was, but, I don't know many people who are doing N64 covers of music, so that was out. So it was between Genesis and Super Nintendo. So it was between those two. And if you've seen the video, you'll obviously know that I chose Genesis because, it's a Sonic channel. I'm a Sonic Plus channel. So yeah, I chose the Genesis sound font. Now, To juxtapose the 90s aesthetic, I wanted to make all of the music like Genesis like remixes of modern video game music. So when they first entered the internet, a Genesis cover of Super Mario 3D World's Double Cherry Pass plays, and then when they're in Woody's TV show, well, first of all, a Genesis arrangement of Mirage Saloon Act 2 plays as Woody's theme song. And then I chose the Special 8 map theme from Super Mario 3D Land as the background music for that scene. And then when they're in the house hunting Pichu, they get... I like this part. The unnamed town kind of text. They're Googling unnamed town. And it's like, yeah, I photoshopped that myself. But back on the music. And then when they enter the apartment and are hunting Pichu, it plays the, whatchamacallit, the ground theme from Super Mario Brothers 3. And then when they get transported into the sitcom with Knuckles and all that, it's the Planet Wisp theme, a Genesis cover of the Planet Wisp theme. And then, of course, when it cuts to Pichu and Sonic, it cuts to a 16-bit version of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Dr. Robotnik theme, which, yeah, that's just Pichu's theme. So, needed to just cover that, and then we close out the video with another Rhodes song. So, yeah, I wanted to have diversity in this video's soundtrack. No repeated songs from previous videos either. Except I kind of retroactively screwed that up by including the Rhodes song at the beginning of the video in the school project, but that was... I didn't want any... But that was made as kind of like a bridge video in between, or to pretty much to tide you guys over until the release of this video. So, I wanted to make sure that there was no repeated music from previous videos. So, you're not hearing, like, generic SML song number 452 for the billionth time. And you're not hearing, like the Pokemon Center theme again, or, like, the Academy theme from Scarlet and Violet again. I wanted all the music in this video to be unique and entirely unique to it. Now, will this say that I won't use any of that music from in videos moving forward? No, I will, but as for this video, I wanted it to have entirely unique music. Now, let's go over the editing process of this video. Screw iMovie. Now, I was originally going to use iMovie to take the voiceover for this commentary, but yeah, iMovie sucks fat balls. So I am using CapCut instead, and I used CapCut to edit back to the 90s as well. In fact, it's the first Spsa video to be edited entirely in CapCut. If you've seen Mario & Luigi's Super Nintendo Adventure Season 4, you'll know that that video was partially edited in CapCut. Well, actually no, Mario & Luigi's Super Nintendo Adventure Season 4, due to circumstances outside my control, had to be edited entirely in CapCut. So this is the second, technically, Spsa project edited entirely in CapCut. But, yeah, so screw iMovie. Now, there are some remnants of when it was an iMovie project in the video itself, like the time cards, like future videos, the time cards will all be done in CapCut. But for this one, since I had a time card, a single time card made for iMovie already, I was just like, okay, I will use iMovie to edit the video, or edit the time card, and then drop it into the CapCut project to use it for that video. So, or this video. Ugh. Now, you're probably thinking, why did you crop it to 4:3 and give it a 90s filter? That's because it's 90s themed. This video is supposed to be like you're viewing it on a VHS tape. Now, yes, I know the beginning and ending segments aren't in 4:3, and that was done on purpose, because only the 90s segments were supposed to be in 4:3 with the 90s filter applied, but, yeah, it was framed as if you were watching it on a VHS tape, and that was always at the heart of the project. Even back when I was brainstorming ideas for it in 2019, I always had the mindset that you were, like, watching it on a VHS tape, and, I kind of, sort of hope I conveyed, well, I do hope I conveyed that, in the video itself. There are a few 90s elements, and this video was very much inspired by Scott the Woz and the Internet and You, and in fact, there are 2 Scott the Woz references in this video. The first one is right when Sonic and Tails get transported to the 90s, Tails mentions he hates the 90s, and that it's where his first birth took place. This is not a reference to Scott the Woz directly. This is a reference to the Scott Stash video, where he looks at his old DVDs. And the second one is near the end of the video, where SML Mario notices the 90s filter, and then Tails is like, well, it could be worse. You could have a blue border obscuring your life. And that is a reference to, of course, the blue border that is around every episode of Scott the Woz. But yeah, this video was very, very Scott the Woz inspired, and it was very inspired by the Internet and You, where it started out as, like, they're in the internet, and then it just devolves into, like, something else entirely. Like, yes, it's internet. Like, yes, the Internet and You is internet theme throughout the entire video, but, like, it devolves into, like, it's, like, different things happening, and I wanted this video to feel like the same. Or feel the same. And, again, I hope I got that across effectively through the video itself. Now, another thing I did was I actually made a logo and made, like, my own custom assets for this video, for the most part. The logo for Back to the 90s is just one of the default texts in Canva, and a stock background I found on Google Images. Which, that same stock background is also the one used in the opening credits, where I'm crediting myself. Yeah, don't get help with these videos, and as much as I like it, I've been doing it for, I've been flying solo for, like, 7 years now. I did have help from Sonic Plushie Bros back in 2021, but that was, But yeah, so, that was Back to the 90s, and, yeah, so, I guess you could call this my 200 subscriber special or whatever, because, I didn't hit 200 subscribers this year, so, this could be seen as my 200 subscriber special if you really want to go that route, but it was meant to be my, main summer project, for 2023. Now, I want to make a bigger one next year, but this was nice this was a nice little video. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!